Hello and welcome. Today I am going to play Next War Vietnam. Again. Yes, I know I made a couple of videos about this game and today I'm going to make another. And today I'm going to play Eastward Ho. This is third scenario of the standard scenarios and it shows Chinese attempt to attack Vietnam from the west. And I thought about it because my problem was, it makes sense to just make yet another Next War Vietnam video simply about something I talked a lot about before. So I decided to go with something new, something that I was never able to show you before in my videos. I mean, alternative A rules that were published in the Next War series supplement number 1. This is the first of the entire series of the supplement for the Next War series. So far I have this one only. Maybe I will get some more in the future. I don't know. I hope I will be able to. And it comes with some new stuff, and along with them there are alternative A rules. And these alternative rules are meant to be used in the advanced, when you play a game with advanced rules, but you can also use them when you play with standard rules. They are something between standard A rules and advanced A rules. They are much easier because you can see it takes only 2 pages long, much quicker, and if you find your advanced rules games getting much longer because of the A stuff, you are much welcome to use these rules instead, because they are making game much faster. Or if you want to play your standard game with something more than these simple abstract points, you are also welcome to use them, because this is quite a nice add. And today I am going to show you how to use them, so you will be able to check if you like them or not. So let's go and start our game. This scenario is, I think, quite challenging for China. It takes 4 turns, but only 2 of them are initiative, the other 2 are contested. And just like in the other standard scenario, winner is the one who controls more hexes of the Hanoi. What about special rules? This scenario takes place northwest from the 38 hex row. So no naval stuff in this scenario. We are only taking care about air and land stuff, and Chinese units are only attacking from the west. So we don't care about the entire jungle stuff here on the north. That takes a lot of our effort in the standard scenarios. So this is going to be quite a unique situation when China tries to make its blitzkrieg through this area, which is quite friendly for such attacks, because you can see there is a lot of roads, a lot of clear terrain, but Chinese forces are quite limited. Chinese army starts with only 1 army group, and they get only 1 more in the turn 2. So not much units. The question is if it will be enough. Judging on my own experience, it is not. I played this scenario before, and Chinese forces weren't even able to capture any single hex of Hanoi. I wonder how it will be here with these alternative A rules. Okay, so let's start, and we are playing standard rules, of course. So let's take our standard game sequence of play. That's something I very like in these games, because they they help me a lot to remember how to do stuff. We are starting with weather phase, and first I have to declare what kind of season it is. I will declare it is dry season, and in the turn 1 we have always weather clear. Okay, supply phase, not a problem. All our units are in supply at the beginning of the game. So we are going into initiative A naval phase. As for initiative, turn 1, so Chinese player has an initiative. Next we are moving into the area stuff, and that's where a lot of new things will come to play. Okay, so when you use these rules, we don't use abstract points, and we don't use air counters too. Instead, we are using air packages. Air packages are special counters provided with this supplement, and they are for blue for the Allied side and red for the non-Allied side. And you may guess that you can already tell that we have two types of each, A and B. And this is quite important when it comes to the getting counters. A counters in generally are better than B counters. And now we have a couple of factors here. First, it is this A and B marking. Next, we have combat support value. We are using this number when we want to use our package to support our attack or defense. We can use two air packages when we are attacking, or one when we are defending. Next, there is strike value. This is used in the advanced rules only, and we are using this to perform strikes. And finally, we have a air evasion value. This is used against air defense table to see if our unit was able to avoid anti-air air defense fire. We are also using this special air defense fire table that comes with supplement as well. So I will show you how it works later. But that's the entire stuff. And now let's see how we are how about getting these air packages counters. We will need at last two opaque caps, one for each side. And now we need to take our standard game tables and check for standard game air points. We have turn 1, so red for China, green for Vietnam. So let's make a roll for China first. We are making a roll with 1d10. It is 6. 6 means 6. So we are rolling for type A and type B independently. So we get 6, so we should get 6 air packages of the type A, but no. As for type A, we have to halve them if we have any other country supports us. So we have 6 and it is halved, so we get 3 counters of type A. We have to choose to draw randomly 3 of them and place them some like that. Next we have to make a roll for type B. Then this time we are not halving the number. So I get 6 again, and 6 means 6. So I'm taking 6 type B air packages. 2, 4, 6. It is pretty important to keep them covered, so you don't know what kind of packages you are taking. And next for Vietnam. Type A, 2. 2 means 3. And we have no allies, so we get just 2. Not bad. I would say that's pretty good. And now type B for Vietnam. This is 6. 6. It means 1. So they get 1 type B air package. And now we have to count all of them. First China, 3, 6 and 9. And then Vietnam, 3. So we have 3 to 1, and because of that we have we can set our current air superiority at the superiority level, because this is 3 to 1. So now we have to shuffle them a bit, because we'll be taking them, drawing them randomly. We'll be not choosing which package we are going to use, but every time we will need one of this package, we will have to draw it randomly. Some of you may not like this idea of drawing them randomly, but personally I like it a lot, because it adds one level of randomness to this game, and as for me, I enjoy randomness. Okay, so that's all when it comes to the air stuff. Now we have our packages ready, we have our air superiority set up. We can go to the other steps. First, sea control. We don't care about sea controls. We have sea control. We don't have any sea units in this game, in this scenario. So we are moving right into initiative, movement and combat phase. So let's go and move our brave Chinese soldiers. Instead of our troops here, we also have 6 airborne units available. We have 4 light infantry airborne brigades and 2 mechanized airborne brigades, and we have 5 points of the airborne units available per segment. Okay, let's go and move. First, I will move this brigade here. It will cost me a lot, because I need to spend... where did I put? Okay, I have to spend for the jungle 3 movement points. I have to spend 3 movement points for roof terrain, so all my points to enter this hex. Also, there is enemy unit here. Yes, I know, but this hex is already in my own zone of control, so I don't care about it. No, I cannot. Sorry, that was my mistake. I should pay 1 more movement point to enter this hex, yes, but this is I can always move 1 hex. This is in movement rules, that you can always move on the adjacent hex. Of course, you cannot if it is prohibited hex, like a sea, high mountain or so. But as long as it is not prohibited hex, and you are on the adjacent hex, you can move on the adjacent hex. So that's all here, and now here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And this is roof terrain with jungle, and this is mechanized unit. Roof terrain with jungle would cost me +2 and +3, so I would need 5. And I was here 1, 2, 3. So yes, I can still move here. Okay, and that's all when it comes to the land movement, but I have also some of my airborne units. I can use 5 of them, because I have only 5 points of airborne units available, and each of them has 1 stacking point. So where I'm going to make them land? I think I will make these guys land here. My clever plan is to capture this Tuen Quang city, and the others will make their land here to attack this Yen Bai. Now I know this can be challenging, but we might try. The question is if I can make a airborne on the jungle. No, I cannot. I cannot. I can try land in the enemy zone of control. This can be tricky, but let's try. Alright, first we have to make a roll for a standard game air defense fire. Chinese player has air superiority, so we will be using this column. And now this is enemy base here. And we get, if there is enemy air base, you have to get -2. You can also add one of your air package as an escort. And I think I will do it, actually. Okay, so I'm going to draw randomly one, and these guys will be my my escort. They will provide me a half of their air evasion value as a modifier. So I'm landing here. Sorry, I'm moving here, and my unit's about to land. So I have to make a roll for air defense. I get +2 because of the sorry, -2 because of the installation here. Then +2 because of this air unit. So it's +2 -2. It's 0. So let's make a roll, and I rolled 7. So they reached this place. This package is now out of the game for this entire turn. And next I have a roll for a paradrop. This is flat, but they are landing in the enemy zone of control, so I get +1. Okay, they are fine. Now these two brigades here. First for them. First for the air defense. They get -2 because of the enemy air base, so it's 1. It is 1 in the air superiority. It is nothing. They are fine. Next for the paradrop. They are fine. Now this brigade, standard defense. 2 -2 for air base. It is 0. 0 means abort. So they are returning to China. And now here they get a -2 because of the air base. 9, they are fine. And now for paradrop, 4, they are fine. And now for them, air defense. Oh my, 0. So they are aborted. That was quite an unlucky situation for China. 2 units aborted. Oh my. Okay, so that's all when it comes to the Chinese movement segment. We are going into the first combat segment. It is called Initiative Combat segment. So let's go and carry on with Chinese attacks. I will start with here. I have 6 + 6 against 2. So they have 12 against 2. So it's 6-1. Let's take our combat results table. We have 6-1 in the clear terrain. We don't get any more. We can go forward because we get +1 because of the surprise in the turn 1. We can get +1 because of the combat efficiency difference. So that's all. We could get even 8-1, but we can't get more than 6-1. So that's all. And next for the die roll modifiers. I will use 1 air package for China. And the Vietnamese player decides to not use any. So I have to reveal this now, and you can see that its combat air combat evasion is 2. And now we have to check to see if this unit was effective. You can see this is a very poor unit. It is B-type with air evasion of 2 and combat support of 1. Nothing I would love to use. And now we have to make a roll and check the result. So, 1. 1 is the same as anti-defense evasion, air defense evasion value. So if the result is the same as your roll, as your combat evasion, or no, this is even smaller. That's good, because we have combat air defense evasion value lower than our roll, which is 1. So we get +1 to combat evasion value. There are also some modifiers. We get -2 if flying side has air supremacy, -1 if flying side has air superiority. Just like here, we have air superiority actually, so we have even more -1. If using standoff strike, if AVAX, if flying side from enemy HQ, installation naval unit, if non-flying side has air superiority or air supremacy. No installations here, so we get we get 1, we get -2 and -1 from air supremacy, so we get -3. This is lower than air evasion value, so we get mission successful +1 to combat support value. So our combat support value is 1, and because of that we get +1, so our combat support value is 2. So we get -2. And I think I will use my combat helicopters as well. Let's make a roll for them. In the standard game air defense fire, we have 3. So 3 in the air superiority, they are fine. So we get another -1 because of the combat helicopters. So we get -3. It is 9. 9 minus 3 is 6. So let's check it out. It is -1 and retreat. Good. This combat outpost is eliminated because it has only one step. And it is retreat. It allows us to enter this hex and move even forward 1 hex if there is a road. Okay, that's all. And we are removing this air package for the game for this turn. Let's go with another combat. We get 1 here. So we have 3. They are attacking, sorry, they cannot attack. Oh, I forgot. They cannot attack because this is a major river here and only, so I should move them here. They can only attack if there is through the bridge. So they have also 1. They have 1 because their strength is halved when they are attacking to the major river. So we have 3, 4, and they are attacking to the minor river, so the strength is half as well. So we had 4, now we have 6 and 8. We have 8 against 4, so it is 2-1. It is 2-1. Now I have to choose a leading force. This will be this. It will be this brigade. So I have 6 against 4, so it is +2. I am calling my artillery support, so I have +1. And for the surprise in the turn 1, I get another +1, so it is 6-1. And that's pretty good. I will call for 1 air support for China and 1 for Vietnam. China might call 2 because it is attacking, and Vietnam might use only 1 because it is defending, but each side decides for 1. First for China. Pretty good. They have 3, so let's make a roll. Oh, 2. And now, because this is air superiority, we have to lower this result by 1. So we have 1 and 1 -3. Mission successful +1 to combat support value. So we get 2. And this is we get also +1, so we have -3. Now for Vietnam. They also have 3, but enemy has air superiority, so they have 5, and this is +1, so they have 6. This is 6 -3, and let's check a result. 3-4 higher than air defense evasion value. Mission successful, but -2 for combat support value. So their combat support value is 2, they get -2, so it's 0. No support at all. And finally, we are attacking from 3 directions, so we get another -1, so we get -4, and they are defending in the town, so they get +1. So we get -3 as our total modifier. We get 4, so the total result is 1. It is -3. So this unit is eliminated because it can only satisfy 2-step losses, and Chinese units might move here, here, and here. So this one goes out. So that's all when it comes to the first Chinese combat segment. Next is Elite Reaction Movement segment. So Vietnamese player might move any of his units that are not in the enemy zone of control and have combat efficiency 6 or higher. We have 2 of them, here and here. I will leave this Hanoi division in Hanoi, but as for this division, I think I will move it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's all. I cannot do much. So that's all when it comes to the elite reaction, and now we have exploitation movement segment. So we can move all our Chinese units that are not in the enemy zone of control. So this unit is not available to move, but all the others are fine. So let's go. First, this brigade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This brigade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Oh no. Okay, 3, 1, 2. I want to use this brigade to protect this artillery, and I think that's all. No. I still have my airborne units, the ones that failed to make airborne movement in the previous segment, so I can try to make another airborne assault in this turn. Oh, I should move this brigade here. And now, where I'm going to land? I think I will land here, here, and here. Okay, let's make rolls for these air units. First, oh, sorry for this noise. Okay, let's check. Let's make this is Vietnamese anti-air fire. Okay, first for them. Ooh, failed. So no airborne. No, now for them, they made it, and now for paradrop, they made it. Now for them, air defense, they made it, and paradrop, they made it. So they landed just nicely. Well, not all of them, but at last some. Okay, that's all for the Chinese movement phase segment, and we are moving into exploitation combat segment. We have to remember that in this segment we have Chinese player has to use this -2 negative column shift for his attacks. Alright, let's start our attacks. I will attack here. I have 6, but my strength is halved when I'm attacking into the jungle, so I have 3, 6 and 9. We have 9 against 8, because this is leg unit, so it has its strength doubled when it defends in the jungle. So we have 9 against 8. So it is 1 to 1, and we get -1 for the die roll modifier. Next, for the column shifts, we get +1 because of the surprise, +1 because of the artillery use. I will use this unit as a leading force, so 6 against 4, so we get another +1, and because of the exploit combat we get -2, so it's 2 to 1. Chinese player calls for 1 air support. Let's see. Vietnamese player, I think not. So let's check for this air support. Oh, not bad. Let's see how it will make it. Oh, poor roll. We have 6, and we have 6 and 3. So this is 3 difference. Mission successful, -2 to combat support value. So we have 3 and -2, so we get only -1. I am also going to use my combat helicopters again. Let's make a roll for them. It is 6, so they are fine. So we get -1 for the helicopters. So our total die roll modifiers are -3. Not bad. Let's make a roll. Now we get 8, -3 is 5. It is -1, -1. Each side suffers 1 step loss. I really hoped that I will be able to eliminate this division and open my way, but looks I was out of luck. Okay, now here I'm going to attack here, and no, I'm not going to attack, because I would have -2 for city, -2 for exploit combat, and that would be quite a suicidal attack. Okay, but I will try to attack here. I have 2, 6, and sorry, so it's 8 and 3, so it's 12. I have 12 against 3, so it's 4 to 1. And I will use this brigade as a leading force, so 6 against 4, so it's +2. And now I have -2 for exploit combat and -2 for city fight. A Chinese player calls for air support, and Vietnamese player calls for air support as well. Okay, so let's check it out. I have 2 and 3, and I have 1 for air supremacy, so it's 0, so I get -1. Now for Vietnam. Oh, they have pretty strong unit. And a pretty good roll. 4, and they get +1 because of the enemy air supremacy, so it's 3. Even so, they get +3. So we get +1, +2. That was quite an effective combat support. Okay, and now we get also +1 because there is installation here, so it will be +4. This is going to be hard. And I get 1 plus 3, it is 4. It is -1, -1, and retreat. So each side suffers 1 step loss, and now Vietnamese unit have to retreat. But it can only retreat here, and retreating through the enemy zone of control costs you 1 step loss. So this division is eliminated. Chinese units are entering Yen Bai, and I can place clearing marker here. Alright, that's all when it comes to the combat. And next, what I have to do next is reaction movement segment. So now it's time for Vietnam to move all their units. I have a single armored brigade unused here. 1, 2. I think I will leave it here. Or not. It has only one stacking point. This is bad. Why? Because if I would place it here, and if it would have 2, it would have zone of control. So these 2 hexes would be wouldn't be able to transport a supply for these units. But units with a stacking value of 1 have only 1. They have no zone of control. That's bad. So, what I can do with this brigade? I think I might try to attack here. That's best they can do, I think. And what about the others? Next, I will try to make my attack with my Vietnamese units here. And I think that's all. Okay, so let's go and carry on with Vietnamese forces attacks. So we have 12 against 4. So it's 3-1 for Vietnam. Next, they have 6, and their combat efficiency is 6 as well, so we have no modifiers for 6. Yes. This is mechanized unit, so we don't get strength multiplier for mechanized advantage. And now Vietnamese player might still use one of his air packages, while Chinese player has 4. I don't think. I will still keep this air package for something more urgent situation. But as for Vietnam, I will call these combat helicopters. I have to roll, and 7. Let me check if it is enough. Enemy has air superiority, we have 7, and we get -1 because target is adjacent to the hex containing enemy armor on or mechanized unit. So it is 6, so it is aborted. It suffers no losses, but it is aborted. And now a Chinese player calls for air support. Not a very good unit. Oh! I rolled 9. 9 and -2, it is 7. We get also +1 because of the, -1 because of the air superiority, but still it is done. So, no modifiers, just a clear roll. Yet another 9. What an unlucky roll. 9. It is 2 and 1. So attacker suffers 2 step losses. That's quite an unfortunate. And defender suffers 1 step loss. I hoped to get something more. And now here. I am attacking against leg unit. So I have 6, my strength is doubled, so I have 6 against 3 and 1, so it's 4. 4 against 1, so it's 1.5 to 1. Next, I have 4 against 6 when it comes to the combat efficiency, so I get -2. That will be quite a suicidal attack, I'm afraid. And Chinese player calls for 1 air support. Let's make a roll. 4 minus 2 and +1. so we get result 1 or 2. So it's -1 to the combat support value, so it gets 3, and we get -1, so we get 2. So we get 2, and they are defending in the town, so they get another +1. Let's make a roll. It is 6. 6 plus 3, it's 9. It is -2 for the attacker. So this tank brigade is out. Very unlucky rolls for Vietnam. And that's all when it comes to the reaction combat segment. We are moving into basic movement and combat phase. So what Vietnam is going to do? Sorry, China. We are starting with Chinese units, and I think I will try to move here first. Next. 1, 2, 3, 4. This this artillery brigade goes here. Oh, I should remove this air package. And I think that's all. Oh, I forgot about this airborne brigade. I will try to make it land here. Well, let's see if it will be able to land. 1. They get so they are fine. There are no enemy installation around, and now for the paradrop. 1, they are fine. Alright, they made it. So that's all when it comes to the Chinese movement, and we are going into the Chinese combat. So let's start here. We have 3, 5, 5 and 3, 8. 8 against 4, it is 2 to 1 in the jungle. Now 6 against 3, it is +3, 1, 2, 3, +1 because of the surprise in the turn 1, so we have 6 to 1. Chinese player is not using his air force, and Vietnamese player is not using either, so just a basic roll. Now that was effective. 0, -1, 3. This is a red result, so if a defender cannot satisfy all the losses he would need to suffer, then attacker might ignore 1 loss. And that's the situation we have here. They should suffer 3 step losses, and they can suffer only 1, so attacker might ignore 1 step loss. And this brigade might move even here. Oh, that was quite a good combat. Let's see if it will be fine here as well. We have 2, 4 and 8. We have 8 against 4, so it's 2 to 1. And next, I will use this unit as a leading force, so I have 6 against 4, so I have +2. And I have +1 because of the surprise in the turn 1, so I have 5 to 1. And now they are defending in the city, so we get -2, so it's 3 to 1. And Chinese player calls for air support, and Vietnamese player calls for air support as well. Let's make a rolls for Chinese player first. Ooh, 8, so it's 7 because of the air superiority. 7 against 3, it is 4. 4 means mission successful, -2 to combat support value, so no combat support value at all. And now for Vietnam. 6. 6 minus 4, it is, sorry, we have 7 because of the enemy air superiority, so it's 7, so we get combat support -2, they have 4, so we get +2. Now, that was even so quite effective. And any other die roll modifiers? Yes, we have 2 formations here, blue formation and white formation. So we get +1, so it's 3. This is going to be roof. But no! Very good roll. 0. 0 plus 3. It is 3. It is -1 and retreat. So defender suffers 1 step loss and has to retreat. Sorry. 1, 2. And I am allowed to enter this hex. And let's check for a clearing marker. Alright, it is here. So that was pretty good. Okay. One last combat. We have 5 against 3. It is 1.5 to 1. I will use this unit as a leading force, so I have 6 against 4, so I have +2, +1 because of the surprise in the turn 1, and -2 because of attacking into the city. So we have 3 to 1. And next I will call for my last Chinese air package. Now, this is quite strong. Oh. 1. Oh, good. They get +1 for their combat support value, so they have so we get -4. Now, Vietnam calls for the combat helicopters again. Nothing. 4. Let me check. Air superiority. 4. This is -1 because of the enemy mechanized unit. Abort -1. Nothing. And that's all. Let's make a roll. 7. 7 -4 is 3. It is -1 and retreat. So 1, 2. And these Chinese units are capturing this Tainan. We need to find... Oh yes, here we have a clearing markers. And let's put another clearing marker here. I think that Chinese units are doing quite fine. They made quite a nice blitzkrieg. And let's see if Vietnam is going to do anything to stop it. Alright. I think I will leave these units here to attack this airborne brigade, hoping to eliminate it. But no. If I'll do so, there is a big chance that they might be overrun. So I will leave this brigade here. I will make this division attack, and that's all. Now, this division goes here to... and this division goes 1... Sorry. 1, 2, 3. This tank brigade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And not much else I can do. Save to this last attack here. I have 4 against 2, so I have 2 to 1. I have no air packages available for both China and Vietnam, so we have no modifiers for air units. So just a clear roll with a 2 to 1, and it's 4. 4 in the 2 to 1 means -1, -1. So both of these units are gone. That was a sad fate for the best Vietnamese division here. But well, this is war. Shit happens. Okay, that's all for the basic movement and combat phase. We are going into reorganization phase. First, rotate all helicopters and artillery. So, that's all. Next, remove air points marker. Oh, we don't have any air points. We spent all our air packages. Now conduct clearing operations. We have some of them here, starting here. Let's check for the air clearing operations table. So, clearing in Vietnam, yes, -1. First, do we have enough stacking points? We have 3 and city needs 3. Alright, that's good. And clearing from clearing of being paradropped, yes, this unit was paradropped, so we have -2. Stack includes leg and armor or mechanized, yes, so we get +1, so we get -1 now, and difference between efficiency rating and clearing number. I will use this unit as a leading force, so I have 6 -2, so I have +2. So I had -1 and now I have +2, so it is now +1. So let's make a roll with +1. It is 4 +1, it's 5. So we made it. This is the first city liberated by the great Chinese army. Great. Oh. Yes, I forgot about additional installation in the hex. So I get -1. But even so, the result was equal, so we made it. But it was very close. Now here. This is a city. We have 4 stacking points, so we are fine. We have -1 for clearing in Vietnam. No, we don't get modifier for being paradropped. We have +1 for leg and armor or mechanized, and we have +3 for the difference between efficiency rating and stacking points. So it is 1 + 3. It is enough. Tainan is liberated as well. Good. And now here. So it was Tui and Quang. Now we are going to do Tainan, and this might be harder. -1 for clearing in Vietnam, -1 for clearing after in the same turn of being paradropped, now +2 because of the difference between efficiency rating and clearing number, so it's 0, and the difference between stacking points and minimum safe stacking points. We need 3, and we have 2, so we get -1. Now this might be a problem. If we 5, this is so we made it. That was close, and if I wouldn't roll good, I would have to suffer 1 step loss. But I made it, so it was a very good series of clearing rolls for China. Tainan is now liberated by the good commies from the bad commies. Yeah, certainly. If there would be any good commies in the world. Okay, so that's all for the Chinese actions during this phase, and we are going into reinforcement and replacement phase. First, Vietnamese player gets 3 of his PSDF groups. So this one is for the 3rd military region, and these 2 are for the 2nd military region. As for the 3rd military region, I'm going to place this group, I think here. And as for the 2nd, well, here and maybe here. Okay, that's all. Now for replacement. Do we get any replacements in the phase 1? Sorry, in the turn 1? And now, Vietnam gets 1 replacement point. I will use it to get this division into full strength, while China gets none. So, we don't care for the victory determination, and that's all for the turn 1. So, I think Chinese forces are doing quite fine so far. We will see if they will be able to make it, because some of them are even quite close to Hanoi. Alright, let's carry on with the turn 2. We are starting with weather phase, and let's make a roll for the weather. It is 0. -2 because of the dry season. It is clear weather. Good. Next, supply phase. All Chinese units are in supply, no problems, and Vietnamese units as well. Next we have Initiative Air Naval Phase. So, Chinese player has an initiative, and now let's make rolls for air units. We are in the turn 2, so first for the China, A packages. Let's reroll. 1. 1 means 9. And we have to halve it, so Chinese player gets 5. Still impressive. And now for B, even better. 0. So he get 9 B packages. That is amazing. I can't believe it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow. Now for Vietnam. First for the packages A packages, 3 means 4, and we have to halve it, so it's 2. They get 2 A's. And now for B's, yet another impressive roll. They get 5. So we will have to use a lot of air packages in this turn. So now let's count them all. As for China, we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, and as for Vietnam, we get 2, 4, 7. So it's 2 to 1. So we move into the current air superiority into the air advantage instead of air superiority like it was in the turn 1. So that's all when it comes to the Initiative Air Naval phase. We are moving into the Initiative Movement and Combat phase. Okay, let's move our Chinese forces. Now, our target is Hanoi, so I will try to make my attack here. Oh, sorry, they have a stacking value of 1, so I might move 1, 2, 3. I can ignore them. Okay, so that's all. Now, here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3. So I will be attacking from the 3 directions. That's pretty good. This 1, 2, 3. Hope they will be able to eliminate this unit and open their way onto the Hanoi from the north. And now 1, attacking here will be dangerous because this is a swamp. There is a swamp and a city, so we would need a very strong units to attack here, or a big stack of units. And I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's try. First, they are moving here, and they are moving here. Now this brigade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not sure if it will be enough, so let's move them as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now our artillery. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this motorized brigade will stay here to protect this Yanbai. And next, I am going to rebase my combat helicopters into this Yanbai, so they are spent. I won't be able to use them in this turn. And that's all when it comes to the Chinese initiative movement segment. Next we have initiative combat segment. So let's go and carry on our combat attacks. I will start here. I have 2, 4, 6 and 3, so it's 9. I have 9 against 3, so it's 3 to 1. I will use this unit as a leading force, so 6 against 5, so it's +1. And that's all when it comes to the shifts. Now let's go to the Roll Modifiers. First, China is going to call for 2 air packages, and Vietnam calls for 1. So, for China, 0, wow, that's pretty good. So we have 4, -4, and now for them, 5, that's pretty good unit. I shouldn't say it. 7 -2, -5, it's 2. So we get 2, so they have their combat efficiency lowered by 1, so it is just 1. It's 5. Now for Vietnam, they have 3, 6, so it's 3, so they have their combat efficiency, combat support lowered by 2, so they have 1, so we get only -1. And next, Chinese units are attacking from 3 directions, so they have -1, but they are 2 formations, blue and white, so it's -1, and they are attacking into the town, so they get additional -1, so it's -3. Let's make a roll. That's a good roll. 0 -3. So it's -4 and retreat. So this unit is eliminated. And 1, 2. And 1, 2. So that's for progress here. And now here, this is going to be harder. This is a swamp, and swamp makes our units weaker. Is it working for all the units? No, armor and mechanized only. So we have 2, 5, 8 and 10. We have 10 against 6. So it's 1.5 to 1. Marsh. Yes, -1 to 1. Next, I will use this unit as a leading force. So I have 6 against 5. So I have +1, +1. So we have 2 to 1. And now I will use my artillery. So I get 3 to 1. And they are in the city, so they have +2. So it's 1.5 to 1 again. Now, air support. Let's check if our mighty Chinese Air Force will provide us some help. Oh. And Vietnam calls for 1 air support as well. Let's start. China. 5, that's good. Oh, but roll wasn't good. It's 5 -7, it's 2. So our strength combat support is lowered by 1, so we have 1 only. Now for them. No combat support, that's all for them. Now for Vietnam. Pretty good unit. And impressive roll. So they have 4. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Vietnam also calls for combat helicopters. 4 in the air advantage, and we have -1 because of the enemy mechanized units, so we have 3 in the air advantage. This is abort minus abort, so they are just aborted, they don't suffer any losses. Okay, let's make a roll. Not bad. 1 plus 3, so it's 4. -1, -1. So this brigade suffers 1 step loss, and this division suffers 1 step loss. And the final attack. 1 plus 3, so it's 4 against 2, so it's 2 to 1 in the jungle. 6 minus 4, so we get +2 because of the combat efficiency difference. And now I'm calling for 1 air support for China, and Vietnam is not calling for any support as well. So we get 3, 5, so we get -1, and 2, so we get only -1. Die roll modifier. Let's make a roll. Oh, and we get +1 for the defender because of the 2 different formations, white and blue. It is 5, -1, -1, and retreat. So each side suffers 1 step loss. Alright, so that's all when it comes to the mighty Chinese attacks. And the next thing we have to do is elite reaction movement segment, but not much to do for China, for Vietnam, because they can only move this division and they don't wanna. I think I will rebase these combat helicopters because they are in danger of being destroyed on this hex, so let them move just here. And that's all. Next we are going into the exploitation combat segment. So what China is going to do now? I will move 1, 2, this division here, sorry, brigade. This goes here. They cannot because they are in the enemy zone of controls. They cannot move either, so not much else to do. I am finishing my movement and my attacks. So I will attack here first. So it is 2, 4 and 6. 6 against 4. It's 1.5 to 1 in the swamp, sorry, marsh, and this is going to be a leading force, so I have 6 against 4, so I have +2, and I have -2 because of the combat, exploit combat. So that's all. Now China calls for 2 air packages, and Vietnam calls for 1. Let's check. This is 3 and 7. My god, no use. Maybe this one will be more lucky. Yes, they are. So they get +1 to the combat support value, so they provide us nice -3. Let's check for Vietnam. They provide us with +4, so we get not only -3 but +1. That's what I call good air support, and I think that's all. Oh, we have only white formation here, so no modifiers for that stuff. And let's make a roll. 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. It is -1 for the attacker only. That was a bad attack. Alright, next here. 2, 3, 6, 9, and they are motorized, so they have 4. So 9 plus 4, it is 13. 13 against 3, it is 4 to 1 and -1. I will call for my artillery support to get 5 to 1. I will use this unit as a leading force, so I have 6 against 4, so I have +2. And now I have -2 because of the exploit combat and -2 because of the city. So now let's count modifiers. I will call for 2 air packages for the attacker and 1 for the defender. We have plenty of them in this turn, really, a valley of plenty. Okay, but this one is quite poor. No use. Maybe this one. This is quite good. But roll is not. We have -2. So we have only just -1 die roll modifier from him. And now for Vietnam, 5 minus 3, it is 2. So they provide us with -2. So the modifiers are gone. Now we have -1 for the attacking from 3 directions, and +1 for the attack of 2 different formations. So again it is 0. Let's make a roll. 5. It is -1, -1 and retreat. So Vietnamese unit is eliminated. Chinese unit suffers 1 step loss, and Vietnamese units are allowed to enter this hex, and we have to draw 1 clearing marker for them. Alright, that's all for the exploit combat. And next we have a reaction movement segment for Vietnam. Now, this division might be overrun and I think destroyed easily, but this is a big major river and we cannot cross major river without bridges, I believe. Major river, yes, only through the bridge. So this division is going to be in serious troubles. Now this brigade here goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This division will remain here. This division will stay here. And that's all. Not much else I can do with my Vietnamese units. So this concludes reaction combat segment. We are moving into the basic movement and combat phase. First movement segment for China. The problem is that Chinese units are mostly engaged. So I think I will move this 1, 2, 3. So let them join this combat, and this now this brigade will enter this hex and they will join it. Let me check if they can. This is a marsh, and as for marsh I would have to spend 8 movement points. No, I cannot enter this hex because I would need 8 and I would have to spend 1 to move here and the other, so I would have only 7. So I cannot move here, but I can move 1, 2, 3, 4. There are only 2. Yes, I can move here. This is 38 hex row, and this is the edge of the board in this scenario. I think this hex row is prohibited for me to move. Northwest, yes, the northwest of 38 hex row. So I cannot enter this hex row and cannot move here. Alright. This brigade goes here. This brigade stays here. And this artillery might move here. So that's all for the China. Yes, that's all for the China. Oh, I forgot. This is an air base. So I have to place this is an installation. So I have to place a clearing marker here as well. Okay, so what everything I can do now is to make this one attack here. So that's what I'm going to do. So I have 3, 4, 5, 8, and 10 against 4. This is 2 to 1 and -1. Next, I will use this unit as a leading force, so I have 6 against 4, so it's 2 to 1, so it's +2, and no, nothing else here. So now for my air support, for Vietnam, and 1 air support, sorry, for China, and now 1 air support for Vietnam. Let's see how it works. 1, pretty good. We have 4, so we have -5. Now for the other, it is 2, it's 2, it's 1, so we have -6. That's the biggest modifier we can do we can get from the air units. And now them, oh, 4, they are quite good as well. And 2, so we get -4, so we get, sorry, +4, so we get -6, and now we have -2. Alright, and the next thing, we have 2 Chinese formations, white and blue, so we get +1. So our total odds are now total modifiers is total modifier is -1. So let's make a roll. 3 -1 is 2. It is -1 and retreat. So this Chinese unit Vietnamese unit suffers 1 step loss and has to retreat 1, 2, and Chinese units might move here. That's pretty good. And that's all for the Chinese actions. Now Vietnam. Vietnam can't do much now, actually. They are in the dire straits because they cannot, they cannot do much now. I think I'm pretty surprised. In my previous play they made it very nicely, and now they are suffering heavy losses and can't do much for now. Okay, so they don't do any movement, and they don't do any attacks. So let's go into the reorganization phase. First we have to rotate all the combat helicopters and artillery. Next we have to conduct clearing operations. First here. 5. Okay, this is clearing in Vietnam, so we get -1. Another installation? No. Now stack includes leg and armor and mechanized, yes, so we get -1, so it's so we get +1, so it's 0. Now 6 - 5 is +1, so our total modifier is +1. 9. Great. China has a good luck for the clearing rolls in this battle. So we cleared Viet 3. And now this airbase. It is 3. And for the installation we need 2. And they have one. And then they have 2. Good. Okay, this is -1 for clearing in Vietnam. And we get +2 because of the difference between combat efficiency and clearing number. So we get -1 and +2, so it's +1. It is 3 +1. We made it. This airbase is captured. And that's all. Okay. Next we have reinforcement and replacement phase. Both sides place reinforcements and now. As for Vietnam, it is third corps that can enter the board from the south. So they can be placed anywhere here. Oh, sorry. They can enter through the Laos. We don't care about Laos. So, but the question is how quick they can reach Hanoi. I think here. And as for China, they get mighty 71 army group that comes from the west. Also we get 3 PSDF units. And now, this poor second group, second military region, we don't have much use for them. And now that's something we want. And where can I place it? I think here. I cannot place it in Hanoi because Hanoi has its own PSDF. So I believe that non-Hanoi PSDFs cannot be placed in Hanoi. I'm not quite sure about it actually, but that's what I believe. So let them stay here. That wasn't very good draw. And they go right here. I haven't much use for them now. And replacements. Vietnam gets how many replacement points in the turn 2? 1. 1 replacement points. So it is enough to replace this division. And China gets 4. That's a big number. And now where it would be the best to use them. I think this division, this goes to 001. I'm not sure this is a black unit. Let me check. Yes, this is infantry division, so I need 1. So I still have 3. I am going to spend 2 to replace this airborne brigade. So I have 1 and 1 to replace this motorized brigade. Okay, so that's all for the replacement, and we don't care about the victory determination phase. So that's all for the turn 2. So we are starting with turn 3, and this is contested turn. So let's start with the weather phase, and I rolled 6, and the 6 -2 because of the dry season, so it's 4, so the weather remains clear. Next we have a supply phase. This Vietnamese division is clearly out of supply, so let's mark it with out of supply marker where I have this. Oh yes, it is always a problem with problems with games that contains so many markers, and you never have the ones that you need. So they are out of supply, and everyone else are in supply. Alright, so next we're going to roll for air packages. So this is turn 3. So first for China, for the A packages, 4. It is 7. So China gets 4 packages of A. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3. And now for packages B, 0. Wow. This means 9. Oh, really, a valley of plenty. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9. And now for Vietnam. And now, first for the type E, 7. This means 2, so it means 1. And now for type B, 4. 4 means 4. But -1 per airbase airfield captured last turn. So, China managed to capture 2 Vietnamese air bases, so we get -2. So it was 4, so Vietnam gets just 2 B packages. Okay, now let's count the odds. We have 4. Oh, let's take caps. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 13, 13 against 3. So it's 4 to 1. This means that we have air superiority now. So that's good for China. Okay, and that's all for Initiative A and Naval Phase. Yes. Like I said, this is contested turn, so we don't play Initiative, Movement and Combat Phase. We are moving right into Basic Movement and Combat Phase. So the question is if I will be even able to use that many air packages. It would make more sense to use them for the entire game, and that's how they should be used. But so far we are going to use them right here, mostly to show you how this stuff works. Alright, so let's carry on with our battles. I'm moving here, and they are about to attack on this hex, I think. And these are marshes, so I'm moving here, and they are moving here. Okay. Now this brigade remains here, these guys remain here, these guys remain here, and this headquarter remains here. So that's all when it comes to the movement segment, and we are starting with combat segment. And I am attacking this division with these 2 stacks. So I have where do I have? Oh, it is here. Combat and Roll Modifiers. And now this is urban hex. So let units have their strength doubled. So we have 12. We have 12 against 6, 8, again 8 and 7. So it's 15 against 12. So it's 1 to 1. with -1. I will use this unit as a leading force, so I have 6 against 5, so this is +1. I will use my artillery, so I have another +1. And now time for our air force. Alright, let's draw. I will use 2 for China, and of course Vietnam is going to send one of them as well. So for China first. No, this is very poor unit. Let's make a roll. It is 1 against 1, so it's 0. So we have +1, sorry, -1. And now for this unit, 3 -4, so we have 3. 1, 2, 3. Now Vietnam. Oh, this is very good unit. But the roll wasn't that good. We have 6 -5, and we have +1 because enemy has air superiority, so we have 7. 7 against 5, it is 2. So it has its combat support lowered by 1, so it has 2. So we have 6, 5, now we have 3. Next, I'm going to use Chinese combat helicopters right here. 9 minus, so they can be used. It is 4, and Vietnam is going to send their combat helicopters as well. Ooh, they failed completely, and they also suffer 1 step loss. Okay, so that's all. Now I have only 1 formation, I believe. Yes, so no modifiers for formation. Let's just make a roll with -4 modifier. Ooh, a roll was pretty good. We have 2, -4, so it is -2, it is -1 and retreat. So Vietnamese unit has to retreat 1, 2, and it suffers 1 step loss. And now Chinese units might enter this hex. Let's put clearing marker. Okay, that's good. And now the question is, if I want to attack here, I would have 1, 2, 4, 5 against 10. Ooh. Ooh my. But I think that's the only option I can the only option I have. But no, that would be a suicidal attack. And I forgot about one more thing. I made a maybe not a grave mistake, but let's fix it already. I forgot that I have the entire 71st army group that can enter the game now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 8, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 6. And this unit goes here. It is rebasing, so it can't be used in this turn. Alright, so that's all. Sorry for this mistake. And now, that was the first combat segment, and now we are moving into the second combat segment. Second movement segment. And I think I will start with these Vietnamese units that are about to enter the game. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's all for them. And now here. That's a kind of hard situation. I will move this brigade here. This division will stay here to regain its losses, but I don't think I can do much with my Vietnamese units, so I'm not attacking at all. No, I am not. So this concludes basic movement and combat phase. We are moving into the reorganization phase. So let's rotate all the helicopters. These are here and here. Artillery. So you can see we didn't even make a great use of this aircraft we get. Now clearing operations. We have only one clearing operation, but it is very important clearing operation. Okay. Now where did I put? Oh yeah, it's here. So this is urban. We need 4 stacking points, and we have them. Now -1 for clearing in Vietnam, -1 in clearing for Hanoi, so it's -2. +1 stack includes leg and armor or mechanized. Oh, sorry, yes, we have mechanized and leg unit. So we have +1, so it's -1 in total. Now, difference between efficiency rating and stacking number, 6 and 4, sorry, and clearing number, 6 and 4, so we get +1, +2, so we had -1, now we have +1. So let's make a roll with +1. Oh, that was unlucky roll. We failed. This hex is still under Vietnamese control. Ah, that was a very unlucky roll. Okay, and we don't have any more clearing operations for now. So let's go and do reinforcement and replacement phase. First, Vietnam gets 3 more of PSDF. Oh, this is what I was waiting for. I am placing this Hanoi PSDF here. It's very handy. Now this unit. Do I have any place where I can place it? No, not much actually. Okay, now let him stay here. And well, he might go somewhere here on the not much use for him. Next, Vietnam gets there another 4th corps that enters from the south. And now we get our replacement points. As for Vietnam, we get 2. So I will spend one of them to reconstitute this to replace this division, and now all my remaining units are fine, so I don't have to use it anyway. And China gets 2. So I will spend where can I... oh yeah, I can spend them to get this brigade back to normal. Alright, that's all for the turn 3. You can see it went very fast because of lack of this initiative movement and combat phase. It was much quicker. So we are about to play turn 4, which is going to be the last turn. So let's go. Let's see what we can do. We are going to roll for weather first. It is 2, minus 2, it's 0, so weather is still clear. Next, we don't have to care about supply, I believe, because all our units are in supply. Save to this one. It is marked as isolated. Okay, and next we have to check for initiative. This is a contested turn. And next we have to roll for air units. There won't be much use for them in this last turn, but let's do it anyway. This is turn 4. So Chinese A, 8. It is 8, and it is halved, so China gets 4. Now Chinese B, 7, it is 9. 1, 2, oh, I forgot to place them right here, sorry. 3, 6, 9, and ace. And now for Vietnam. A, 1, this is 7, oh god. 3, 6, and 7, oh, and so I should halve it, so they get 4. And now for B, 9, just 2, interesting. Okay, so now let's calculate the odds. China gets 4, 7, 10, 13. So it's 13 against 6. So it's 2 to 1. So this is air advantage. Okay, so we are going into the basic movement and combat phase. Now, if the question is if China can do much now. I think no. I think all I can do is to move these 2 units here. This unit, oh no, it would be overstacking. I think they have no chance for actually to win now, because even if they would be able to clear this hex, they don't have enough units to attack here, because they have 3, 10, and it is doubled, so it's 20, and it is 3, so it would be 26 plus 3, so it would be 29. Oh my, that's pretty impossible to beat such a monster. And maybe here, but I don't have that many units to reach this hex, I think, in this turn. So let's check it out. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I think Vietnam was close to the victory, but they can't win now. Attacking this attacking this hex would be possible only if I would be able to attack from somewhere else. But attacking only from these two hexes would be useless. I would have, let's check, 1, 2, 4 and 5, 5, 5, 7 and 9. I would have 7 against 26. It would be 4-1 in the it would be lowest odds possible, and I would need -3 to gain a result that would make enemy to retreat. So there is a minor chance, very minor chance for me. Let's try. Okay, I'm not going to make any more movement because it would be useless. I'm just going to make this last attack. Let's go. We have 1 to 3 because we have 29 against 9, and now we have +1 because we have 2 formations. Maybe first Air Force. Vietnam is using 2. So first for him 2 -3, so it's good, so we have -3 now. Next for the other 1, so we get 1 and +1, so it's 2, so we have 5, and now this combat helicopter comes in handy, so we get 9. So he's alright, so we get -6. Now that's maybe, but now Vietnam draws 1 package and makes a roll. Oh, they have 5 and we have 1, so it's so they get +5. So we had -6 and now we have 5. So we get it is reduced to -1. They call for their combat helicopters. 3, they failed. And China has 2 formations, so it's 0. So they don't have any chance, because if I make a roll, they get it is 8, and 8 means -3. So attacker suffers 3 losses. And you can tell that Vietnam lost this battle, China lost this battle. They reached Hanoi, and maybe if I would have 1 more full turn with all these phases, then maybe I would be able to move more of my units here and clear, I think, this hex, and then I would be able to do something more. I think that the main reason that I lost in this battle was that I wasn't able to clear this hex in the previous turn. If I would be able, then maybe I would be able to control to attack this hex and then achieve some good results. Otherwise, I wasn't able to win. But I was close. I think I was closer than before when I played this scenario. And but I think that my biggest goal in this playthrough was to show you these alternative A rules, to show you how they work, and if they are worthy to give them a try or not. I think they are, especially in the full campaign. When you have a lot of stuff to do, then playing all these fighter battles takes a lot of time, rolling for detection and stuff, and in the anti-air fire tables, it is very long. These rules are making it quite easier and much faster. So if you want to make your next war games faster with all this fancy stuff, with advanced rules, just get these alternative counters. They are really making game quicker. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching and see you again.